My presentation will be over the element oxygen. Oxygen is number 8 on the periodic table. The electron configuration for the element oxygen is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Oxygen is in the 16th column of the second row of the periodic table. It is in the p block. Oxygen's atomic number is 8. Its atomic mass is 16 AMU. It has 8 electrons, 8 protons, and 8 neutrons. Oxygen is also one of the 7 diatomic molecules. The diatomic molecules are molecules 1, 7, 8, 9, 17, 35, and 53 on the periodic table. The element oxygen was discovered in the year of 1774 by a great scientist named Joseph Priestley. When Joseph Priestley discovered oxygen in 1774, he answered the age-old question of how and why things burn. In a series of experiments culminating in 1774, Priestley found that air is not an elementary substance, but a composition or a mixture of gases. Among them was the colorless and highly reactive gas called dephlogisticated air, to which the great French chemist Antoine Lavoisier would give the name oxygen. The word oxygen comes from the Greek words oxys, which means acid, and gens, which means generate. If you take a look at my poster here, you can see that oxygen is number 8 on the periodic table and that it does have an atomic mass of 16 AMU. You can also see in the discovery section that oxygen was discovered in 1774 by scientist Joseph Priestley. Now that you know a little bit about oxygen and how it was discovered, I would like to show you a little commercial I made to help you learn even more about it.
Hey, yo, you got the good stuff?
Yeah, you know it.
Yes, sir. Ooh, that's some good oxygen.
Yup.
Yes, sir. I like that. I like that.
Hey, are you guys taking oxygen? I'm calling the cops.
Ever since the government made the inhalants of extra oxygen illegal, scenarios like this have been happening all over the nation. Kids and adults taken by police, elderly being thrown into jail just for taking extra oxygen. It's outrageous. Some people need the extra oxygen. Elderly people who have trouble breathing, people with asthma. It even helps athletes compete better. Oxygen makes up about 1/5 of the Earth's atmosphere and about 46% of the Earth's crust. As it is, what's wrong with a little extra? It benefits us in so many ways. Ozone, the second allotrope of oxygen, is vital in preventing harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun from reaching the Earth's surface. We even use oxygen in rocket fuel. Plus, extra oxygen can help you relax. It not only helps you physically, but emotionally and mentally too. If you don't get enough oxygen, you may even start to hallucinate. There are way more pros than cons with taking a little extra of one of the main things keeping every human alive. Help us legalize oxygen today. Your vote and your support matters. Vote extra oxygen.
I 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 hope you enjoyed that little commercial I made about oxygen and learned a few things about it, but I would now like to talk to you about a few of the physical properties of oxygen. The physical properties of oxygen are the characteristics that can be observed without changing the substance into another substance. Oxygen is a colorless, odorless, tasteless gas. It changes from a gas to a liquid at a temperature of 182.96 degrees Celsius. The liquid formed has a slightly bluish color to it. Liquid oxygen can then be solidified or frozen at a temperature of negative 218.4 degrees Celsius. There are several known allotropes of oxygen, including molecular oxygen, or O2, a diatomic molecule, which is also known as normal atmospheric oxygen. The ozone, O3, is a colorless gas. I would now like us to take a look at the model of an oxygen atom that I made. As you can see in the model, oxygen has 8 protons, 8 neutrons, and 8 electrons. Oxygen has 2 energy levels, and in the first energy level it has 2 electrons, and in the second it has 6 electrons. This means that oxygen has 6 valence electrons. And as you can see in my valence electrons section of my poster, oxygen does have 6 valence electrons, which makes it more reactive, which we will talk about later. I would now like us all to watch this short video that I found about oxygen and its reactivity.
Today, students, we're going to learn about oxygen. Element number 8, atomic mass 16, and an ambitious young student in elementary school. It's time for recess. Let's observe as oxygen tries to make friends on the playground. Here's helium, all alone on the carousel. Not having much luck, is he? Perhaps oxygen can give him a hand. See that, students? Oxygen repels helium, much like a magnet. Looks as though helium has gone off to play somewhere else. Seems here that oxygen has made friends with iron. It's unfortunate, however, that they won't be able to play on that seesaw for long, since oxygen causes most metals to rust. I think someone should get the nurse. Oxygen has recovered quickly from his little bump and can now be seen playing with barium. But they should be careful playing in that rocket, since oxygen is often used as ignition in engines. Curiously enough, barium is also used in fireworks, which produce a brilliant green hue. Don't be sad, oxygen. Maybe hydrogen can be your friend. See? Nothing bad will happen. That is, unless a second one jumps in. That's it for oxygen. Be sure to watch our next lesson where we investigate the effects of helium in the upper atmosphere.
Because it has 6 valence electrons, oxygen is very reactive. In the video, it gave many examples of how oxygen readily reacts with other substances, such as the 2 hydrogens and the oxygen made water, or how the oxygen rusted the iron. Oxygen reacts with so many different things, and oxides of most elements are known. Oxygen is also present in almost every combustion reaction. Anything that burns is burning in the presence of oxygen. Nothing can burn without oxygen. And oxygen is in so many different things. It is in the majority of the polyatomic ions, as we've already learned about, hydroxide, sulfate, carbonate, almost all of them. And it causes them to be reactive too. Oxygen is a very important element. About 1/5 of the Earth's atmosphere is oxygen gas. Complex forms of life need oxygen to stay alive because oxygen is used to release the energy stored in food. Did you know that about 46% of the Earth's crust is oxygen? Oxygen is also the 3rd most abundant element found in the sun. Oxygen protects us in many ways. It plays a part in the carbon-nitrogen cycle, one process responsible for stellar energy respiration. Ozone is the second allotrope of oxygen. It is an important component in the atmosphere, which is vital in preventing harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun from reaching the Earth's surface. Some more everyday uses of oxygen would be that it is used in oxyacetylene welding. It is also frequently used to aid respirations of patients in hospitals. It is also used in making methanol and ethane oxide. It is used in rocket fuel, oxidant steel manufacture, and of course, as we all know, breathing. As you can see in my poster, there's a list of many of the uses of oxygen, most that we have already gone over. I hope you enjoyed my presentation and learned a lot about oxygen. Thank you for listening.